the famous jugglery, thread jugglery. The manifestation of deep sleep, dream and waking is analogous to the throwing up of the rope by the juggler. Juggler who appears to have climbed up the rope really is just there, but he seems to have climbed up the rope. As he, the juggler, remains on the ground, unseen by the onlookers, having veiled himself, as it were, by his illusion, so also is the truth about the highest reality known as Turiya. Therefore, those noble souls seeking moksha or liberation evince interest in the contemplation of this Turiya state, but not the creation which is futile. What's the use of thinking of the creation? Let us think of the magician, not the magic. That's more important. Saptamaya Swarupa means alike dream and illusion. It shows that all these false notions regarding manifestation belong only to those who imagine the process of creation or manifestation. Now, take one sentence in Einstein. In the new physics, there are the particles and there is the field. Both alone cannot be true. Both cannot be true. For the field alone is true, is the last sentence. The field alone is true. These are only temporary manifestations of that field. Srishti and Swaptamaya, two types of creation. Ichhamatram prabho srishtiriti srishtau vinishitaha kalat prasutim bhutana manyante kalachintaka. Various theories of creation are mentioned here. Those who affirm the existence of the created objects attribute this manifestation to the mere will of God. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. That is it. While those who look upon time as real declare time to be the manifester of all things, in all cosmic evolution and astronomy, time is real. Things go on manifesting in a particular order. His will in reality cannot but achieve his purpose. Such objects such as pot are but a manifestation of the will of the potter. There can never be anything external unrelated to such will. Some say manifestation proceeds from time. Then, bhogartham srishtiritanye, gridarthamiti tapare, devasyesha svabhavavayam, aptakamasya kamaspraha. Vedantic answer is given in the second line. Others think that the manifestation is for the purpose of enjoyment of God, while still others attribute it to mere diversion on the part of God. A play, he says. But Vedanta says it is the very nature of the effulgent Atman. For what other desire is possible for him whose desire is always in the state of fulfillment? It is ever fulfilled. What external desire can it have? That is how Vedanta answers. Enjoyment of God, a diversion of God. God diverts himself like play, taking a little play. These two theories are refuted by the author by the single assertion that it is the very nature of the effulgent Brahman. Brahman becomes the world. He just is this, now it is that. Taking this standpoint, all the theories of creation herein are refuted for the reason indicated by what could be the desire for manifestation on the part of Brahman, whose desires are ever in a state of fulfillment. For the rope to appear as a snake, no other reason can be assigned than ignorance, avidya. A rope appearing as a snake. There's no reason. Your blindness, that's all. In all systems, including astronomy, that Big Bang, a fireball, or 1/1,000,000th of a second, the universe bang and then started expanding. The first few seconds were very momentous in theory of creation, according to astronomy. But what made it expand? What made it have a Big Bang? Nobody can say. It just happened, you can say. That's all. But in the case of pure consciousness, it is its own nature. Consciousness sometimes closed, sometimes open, sometimes contracted, sometimes expanded. That's all. Atmagamatva. Now, Shankara's introduction to the Upanishad. The fourth quarter we are going to discuss now, in order. This is done in the words of the text, not conscious of the internal object. That is how the text will begin. The Turiya does not admit of description or indication by means of words. For all uses, affirmative or negative, of language fail to express it. Therefore, Turiya is sought to be indicated by the negation of all attributes. Not this, not this, not this. That is the language. Then it becomes a nothingness. No, he says. It is impossible for imagination to exist without a substratum. The illusion of silver, a snake, a man, or mirage cannot be conceived as existing without a corresponding substratum of the mother of pearl, rope, stump, or desert. The trial. So now comes. Turiya is described, verse 7 of the Upanishad. In the note it is written there, negating, 11th note. The student at first, by the process of negation, separates Brahman from the superimposition and then realizes that what has been negated as superimposition is in fact very nature of Brahman. When you separate the universe and Brahman is separate neti, then look at the universe, it's all Brahman only. What you negated, you assert once again, it is all Brahman. This is the highest Advaitic realization. Everything is Brahman. Now, this negative description of Turiya is given. Nanta pratnyam, na bahish pratnyam, no bhayata pratnyam, na pratnyana ghanam, na pratnyam, na pratnyam, adrishtam, abhyavaharyam, agrahyam, alakshanam, achintyam, avyapadeshyam, ekatma pratyasaram, prapanchopashamam, shantam, shivam, advaitam, chaturtham manyante, sa atma, sa vijñeya. That is the Atman. That is to be realized. The last two words. Sa atma. That is the Atman. Sa vijñeya. That is to be realized. Turiya is not that which is conscious of the internal subjective world, meaning thereby not the Ijasa, the self in the dream, who is conscious of the internal. So we negate. Is it the Turiya? No. Then, conscious of the external world, that is Vaishvanara. Is it the one? No. That which is conscious of the external objective world? No, he says. Not that which is conscious of both. Not that which is a mass or sentiency. Not that which is simple consciousness. Not that which is insentient. All negated. It is unseen by any sense organ. Adrishtam. Not related to anything, because there is no second thing to relate. Avyavaharyam. All relation is between two things. If there is only one thing, there is no relation. Incomprehensible by the mind. Say, adrishtam, avyavaharyam, agrahyam, cannot be grasped by the mind. Uninferable, because there are no indicating characteristics based on which you can make an inference. Unthinkable, beyond the realm of thought. Alakshanam, achintyam, avyapadeshyam, indescribable. Vyapadesha is giving a name and describe. It's not possible. And then, ekatma pratyasaram, that's the most important word there. Of the nature of consciousness constituting the one self alone. That translation needs that word, one self alone, in the English translation. Essentially of the nature of consciousness constituting the one self alone. Eka means one. Then, prapanchopashamam, the negation of all phenomena. This prapancha means this world. Changing world is called prapancha. The entire molecular structures of the universe. Negate them, then you get the quantum field energy. Once you see the energy, the quantum field, none of these exists for you. Then, Shivam says, Shantam, all peace. The Atman is described as all peace, Shantam. All the tensions of the world merge and dissolve in the Atman, Shantam. Like when the waves disappear in the ocean, that state is called Shantam. All the waves are gone, calm, silent, like that. Shantam. Then, Shivam, all bliss, all auspicious. Shiva means that which is blissful or auspicious. Shantam Shivam. Advaitam, non-duality. We don't say one. We don't merely say non-dual. Purest logical language would be non-duality. Don't say oneness. Oneness implies duality. You only deny duality. That's all. That's a very, very subtle logical position. Non-dual. This is what is known as the fourth, the Turiya. This is the Atman, and it has to be realized. Behind these waves of individual consciousness, there is one eternal, infinite, pure consciousness. That is our nature. The other Upanishad says, Tattvamasi, you are that. Don't identify with the Vishwa. Don't identify Tejasa or Prajna. You are that. You are that. The infinite Atman. Very interesting discussion, These denials, all these are denied. Turiya is unseen, says 50 page. And because it is unseen, therefore it is incomprehensible. Turiya cannot be apprehended by the organs of action. Alakshanam means uninferable, because there is no linga, common characteristic for its inference. In all logical inference, a common characteristic here and there related, and you make an inference. All men are mortal. Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal. It's a famous illustration in all logical books. A common characteristic is taken and then universalized. Here there is no characteristic at all by which you could infer. Yes. Hence it is unthinkable, indescribable. Thought and speech cannot touch it. Unthinkable becomes beyond mind. Indescribable beyond speech. Even the word Atman doesn't comprehend it. Shankara says. The word Atman and the concept Atman doesn't touch the Atman. That he has such wonderful thinking. It is essentially of the nature of consciousness of the self, of the one self. Turiya should be known by spotting that consciousness that never changes in the three states. That is the Turiya. Jagrat Swapna Sushushtrishu Pudataram Yosau Samudram Bhate. The Atman manifests clearly in all the three states as the I background of everything. The whole of that stotra by Shankaracharya, Dakshinamurti stotra, 9 or 10 verses on Dakshinamurti or Shiva, that is also the same. The infinite Atman that manifests in all the three states. The Shruti also says, the Turiya should be known by spotting that consciousness that never changes in the three states, waking, dream and sleep, whose nature is that of a unitary self, non-dual self. The phrase may signify that the knowledge of the one Atman alone is the means for realizing Turiya. Turiya is the essence of this consciousness or self of man. The Shruti says, it should be meditated upon as a Atman, Atmetyeva upasita. That means your own self, not something object. Don't meditate upon the upon the ultimate reality as a table or a chair or even sun and moon and stars. Your own self, his word Atman comes there. Several attributes, such as the conscious of the subjective, associated with the manifestation of Vishwa and Tejasa, in each of the states, have been negated. None of these can apply to Turiya. By describing Turiya as a cessation of illusion, the attribute which characterize the three states are negated. Hence it is ever peaceful, that is without any manifestation of change, and all bliss. It is non-dual, devoid of illusory ideas of distinction. Therefore it is called Turiya, the fourth, because it is totally distinct in character from the three quarters which are mere appearances. This indeed is the Atman, and it should be known, is intended to show that the meaning of the Vedic statement that thou art points to the relationless Atman. Atman which has not a second thing to relate to, is itself everything. Like the rope in the illustration different from the snake. There are not two things there, only rope. But I see a snake. There is nothing relation there. You don't relate the snake to the rope, because snake is only in your mind, not the object. Atman, which has been described in such Shruti passages as unseen but the seer. The consciousness of the seer is never absent, should be known in this connection. The incomprehensible Turiya should be known, and this is said to be only from the standpoint of the previously unknown condition, because we don't know it now, because it is always known. Only thing is you and I, we do not know now. We are busy with the waking and dream, etc. Duality cannot exist when the highest truth is known. There is not a separate thing called Turiya. There is no duality. But in relation to our ignorant state, we call it a fourth. Actually, it is just one, non-dual. Highest bliss. Then, Gaudapada, 10:41. What time you break?
11. 11.
11 we break up once for all.
Just for tea.
Oh, acha. Then Gaudapada gives the page 56. Nivrittehe sarvodakkhana Ishana prabhuravyayah Advaita sarvabhavana Devasturyo vibhusmritaha. In it, indicated as the changeless and the supreme Lord, there is a cessation of all miseries, all sorrow. It is the one without a second among all entities. It is known as the Turiya or the fourth, effulgent and all-pervading. In all the three states, these distinctions and relations come, not in the fourth one. The three states, in the note it is note 1, the three states are said to be in the Atman because we as Turiya cognize them. Therefore, all misery as well as its cause associated with the three states are imagined by us to subsist in the Turiya. It is because we do not realize this that we identify ourselves with the states which suffer from various kinds of miseries. But a complete cessation of miseries ensures if we realize Atman as Turiya, thus witness the appearance and disappearance, the ideas, namely the states, without identifying ourselves with each one of them. We can pass through all this, just like in a film you see. You don't identify yourself with it. You enjoy it, that's all. Then, Karikarana Baddhau Tau Ishyete Vishwataijasau Pratnya Karana Baddhastu Dvautau Turena Siddhiraha. Vishwa and Taijasa are conditioned by cause and effect. All cause and effect determinism obtained only in waking and dream. But Pratnya is unconditioned by cause alone. Or is conditioned by cause alone. There is no effect, only cause in the Pratnya state. These two, cause and effect, do not exist in the Turiya, beyond cause and effect. The generic and specific characters of waking and dream and sleep and the Turiya are described. This will help us to understand the Turiya. Karya means the effect. Karana is the cause in Sanskrit. Karya Karana Bandha. Both are one. Karya Karana are unity of cause and effect. Prajna is conditioned by cause alone. The cause of the reappearance of dream and waking is there in Prajna. They went into it and came out of it. When causality is removed, you get the Turiya state. Cause meaning thereby the non-apprehension of reality. What you get in sleep? Non-apprehension of reality in sleep is the condition of Prajna. Therefore, these two, cause and effect, non-apprehension and misapprehension of reality. In waking and dream, there is misapprehension. In sleep, there is non-apprehension. These two cease to exist in the Turiya. Not possible in Turiya. Causal state is called the bija or the seed state. Seed and the tree, cause and the effect. There, we do not see the truth. Take for example, take a seed. Can you see the tree? Can you see the flower? Nothing. That's called the causal state. Non-apprehension. From it follows the result, phalam, which is misapprehension of truth. Once you have non-apprehension, you have misapprehension, wrong apprehension. In dream and waking, there are both non-apprehension and misapprehension. Both are there. But in deep sleep, there is only non-apprehension. As a matter of fact, these two conditions, misapprehension, non-apprehension, cannot be experienced separately. They have been differently classified, only to facilitate understanding. Natmanam na paramschaiva, na satyam napicha amrita, prajna kinjana samveti, turyam sarvat, sat sarvas dhruk sada. Prajna does not know anything of the self or the not self, nor truth nor untruth in deep sleep. Nobody can commit a crime in deep sleep or do a virtue in deep sleep, isn't it? Can you give a donation in deep sleep? And can you steal? Nothing can you do. Neither good nor bad you can do in deep sleep. Whereas in dream you can do any of these. And waking, of course, we do. All our crimes are in the waking state. Prajna does not know anything of the self or the not self, nor truth nor untruth. But Turiya is ever existent and ever all-seeing, he says. How is that Prajna is conditioned by cause? Answer. How is it again that the two conditions of non-apprehension and misapprehension of reality do not exist in the Turiya? Yes. It is because Prajna does not, like Vishwa and Taijasa, perceive anything of the duality. When you see duality only, all these problems arise. In Prajna, there is no duality. External to and other than itself, and born the cause known as avidya. Therefore, it is conditioned by darkness, characteristic of misapprehension, non-apprehension. Turiya always exists, ever all-seeing, on account of the absence of anything other than Turiya. It is never associated with a causal condition characterized by non-apprehension of reality. Consequently, misapprehension of reality, which is the result of non-apprehension, is not found in Turiya. But it is not possible to find in the sun, whose nature is to be ever luminous, anything contrary to light. In the earth we can see. That is darkness, or any other light different from itself. The Shruti also says, the knowledge of the seer is never absent. The phrase may be explained thus. Turiya may be designated as ever all-seeing, because it subsists in all, waking, dream, sleep, everywhere there is Turiya. This is also borne out by the following Suti passage. There is no seer other than this, only one seer. That day the ophthalmic conference was going on in Hyderabad. A doctor came, ophthalmology. I said in Shankara's commentary, there is one sentence. He became excited over it. He said, sight is twofold, temporary and eternal. Temporary sight, what you call the eye. Sometimes you can see, sometimes you don't see, sometimes you get into trouble with the eye, but the light of the Atman, that sight is always there. So Shankara's one sentence, he took it immediately for his purpose, Drishtihi dvividha, laukihi, paramarthiki cha. Sight is twofold. One is worldly, which is temporary, paramarthiki, universal, eternal, that can never be removed. Even the blind man, his knowledge of the Atman is the same. So these are the two eyes, perishable, sight. And in between is the third eye, pratnya chakshu. That is where you put the mark in India, more or less this pratnya chakshu, the eternal eye of the vision. Then, dvaitasyagrahanam tulyam, ubhayo pratnya tudyayoho, bijandidrayuta pratnyaha, sacha tudyena vidyate. What fine analysis and classification. The non-cognition of duality is common to both pratnya and turiya. In both states, you don't cognize duality, both in deep sleep and in turiya. And in the other two states, you cognize duality, waking and dream. But pratnya is associated with sleep in the form of cause, and this sleep does not exist in the turiya. So, what is sleep? Non-apprehension. That doesn't exist in the turiya. In sleep, you have non-apprehension. Isn't it? There is misapprehension in these two. Non-apprehension there. This non-apprehension doesn't exist in the turiya. This is the causal state. This is trans-causal. This shloka is meant to remove a doubt that has arisen incidentally. Doubt is this. How is it that it is pratnya alone and not turiya that is bound by the condition of cause? Since the non-cognition of duality is common feature of both, why not you say turiya also has got non-apprehension? Cause is there. This doubt is removed. The meaning of the phrase bija nidra yuta is nidra or sleep is characterized by the absence of the knowledge of reality. In sleep, you have nidra, sleep. What does it mean? Absence of the knowledge of reality. That is sleep. That's in the sleep state. This is the cause which gives rise to the cognition of varieties. Therefore, you listen to waking and dream, where varieties exist. Pratnya is associated with this sleep, which is the cause. It is because turiya is ever all-seeing. Therefore, the sleep characterized by the absence of the knowledge of reality does not exist in the turiya. The absence of the knowledge of reality doesn't exist in the turiya. That's why we say, is going to sleep as a fool, return back a fool also. No change at all. Isn't it? Same fool who went to sleep and returns. Non-apprehension remains for him. But in turiya, when you go, everything is different. Pure consciousness. Therefore, the bondage in the form of causal relation does not exist in the turiya. That causal relation of non-apprehension giving rise to misapprehension, wrong apprehension. The contention that turiya and pratnya are both characterized by the condition of cause on account of the common feature of non-perception of duality in both the cases is due to a wrong inference based upon insufficient data. The pratnya is thought to be a causal state because it is the immediately preceding condition of the manifestations of the waking and dream state. But this does not apply to turiya because it is not immediately preceding condition of any state. Turiya is not a state which is antecedent or subsequent to any other state. It is a substratum of all the states, eternal I, behind all the changing eyes. Turiya is non-dual, changeless, and pure consciousness itself. Hence, it cannot be said to produce anything. Therefore, causal condition cannot obtain in the case of turiya. So what you call the causeless, that alone can be the absolute. Whatever is causal is relative. So relativity covers all aspects of cause and effect relation. Go beyond it, the pure absolute. All one and non-two. Absolute cannot be two, only one. It is. When is one established in Turiya? Shankara asked the question. It is thus replied. During the states of dream and waking, when one wrongly cognizes reality, like the perception of the snake in the place of the rope, he is said to be experiencing a dream. Nidra, or sleep, characterized by ignorance of reality. That is the meaning of the word Nidra, ignorance of reality. Is the common feature of the three states: waking, dream, sleep. In all the three states, you don't cognize reality. That's why it's called Nidra, all the three. Real waking is only three, where you are always aware of the reality, pure consciousness. These are all reflections of pure consciousness in the waking and dream. Some of these sentences are appearing in many books too, dealing with the nature of reality. Just now I was reading that book which you gave, that English journal, or study of reality, one group in England, that journal. There I read a scientist lecture and the introduction by the editorial from London. There. Is the world a reflection of the Atman, or is Atman a reflection of the world? Till now scientists said the Atman is a reflection of the world. Now truth is otherwise, is the thing there. The world is a reflection of the Atman. That's all. Nidra, sleep, characterized by ignorance of reality. The common feature of the three states, Nidra, sleep. Vishwa and Taijasa, on account of their having the common feature of Swapna, dream, and Nidra, sleep, form a single class. That is, waking and dream, one class. You cognize reality, he says. And there is non-apprehension of reality. Cognize duality, non-apprehension of reality. That Nidra, sleep, which is characterized with the predominance of wrong apprehension of reality, constitutes a state of inversion, which is Swapna, dream. But in the third state, Nidra, that is sleep alone, characterized by the non-apprehension of reality, is the only inversion. This forms the second and other class implied in the text. Therefore, when these two classes of the nature of effect and cause, characterized by the misapprehension and non-apprehension respectively of reality, disappear by the destruction of their inversion, characterized by effect and cause, by the knowledge of the nature of the highest reality, then one realizes Turiya, which is the goal. Then one does not find in Turiya this condition, the characteristics of which are these two, effect and cause, and one thus becomes firm in the highest reality, which is the Turiya. Nidra means sleep. Include the three states of waking, dream, and sleep. All the three states are characterized by the absence of knowledge of reality. It's called Nidra, that is sleep. Very interesting logic you will find in the next chapter. Whatever is seen is unreal. That is the sentence, beginning, a logic. Whatever is seen is unreal. The seer alone is real. That's going to come there. And read a book on Scientific Outlook by Bertrand Russell, pre-war book. When post-war things are revolutionary things, even pre-war, Scientific Outlook, then he will say, according to today's science, whatever we see only ourselves. In whatever we see only ourselves. That's it. That is it. Objects and other things are nothing but oneself. That's the conclusion you come to in the language of present day science. He says, here is the same. So, normally, what is unreal? What you do not see is unreal. What you see is real. Whatever you see is real. We are going to say whatever you see is unreal. To be seen is a characteristic of being unreal. We reverse the whole thing. To be seen is the one test of being unreal. And waking and dream are seen, therefore they are unreal. That's logic. The seer alone is real. If you come to the seer only, the logic will apply. Otherwise, logic will not apply. To be seen is to be real. On the contrary, to be seen is unreal. We are going to see in this book. Because there is something else. I have dealt with it in a different way in the science and religion. We are in search of fundamental particles. We thought molecules were fundamental. Then atom. Democritus atom is modern molecule. Then atom. Then subatomic particles. So many new particles we have been creating through our accelerators, thinking this is fundamental, this one. Now quarks are fundamental. We are searching. It is your technical inability to not to break it. You can go on breaking. Any particle can go on be broken indefinitely unless your technology prevents it. That's all. There I have said, to search for fundamental reality in these external particles is an impossibility. It is always you can go on cutting further and further. But if at all you want to see fundamental particle, fundamental reality, indivisible, you must go to the self. That is the indivisible, not the object. The seer, not the seen. There you can see indivisibility. And there Schrodinger will say, consciousness is one and indivisible. He says that, Schrodinger. You cannot divide consciousness. Sachidananda is an ocean. You put a stick here, a stick there. Oh yes, I have divided the ocean. What a foolish thing. You seem to have divided the ocean. You are befooling yourself. Ocean is indivisible there. So, if at all there is any undivided reality, indivisible reality, don't seek it in the drishyam, the world of objects. Seek in the world of the druk, the seer. There, whereon they discover the one indivisible reality of the Atman as pure consciousness. That's a challenge thrown to science. Today's technology will not be able to divide these quarks further. But probably 100 years later, more powerful accelerators can come. That's all right. You have broken it still further, still further, still further. A fraction of a second is their life. But still, you create them in that way. But later on, subject changes. They are not searching for particles. In that low level, you go deep, you see only resonances. That's a new word in physics. Resonances. More like a sound. Matter is nothing but a sound. And again it will come to this theory of sound. Spodavada. God has a word. Sound, Om. Finally it comes to Om. That's all. The whole thing is Om. So resonance comes there in physics, dealing with fundamental particles, dealing with quarks, etc. Now last sentence says, this connection. This sentence you finish, then you can. This is 16. This is very important, highly quoted verse. Anadi mayaya sukto yada jiva prabudhyate ajam anitra aswapnam advaitam buddhyate tada. When this jiva, this soul, this, or the individual soul, who is sleeping, means not knowing the reality under the influence, the beginningless avidya or ignorance for ages. We have been in this state of ignorance for ages. You see that? Because reality we don't know. We see the world, we see objects, we see everything, but reality we do not know. When this jiva wakes up from this sleep of non-apprehension of reality, then what does it realize? It then realizes itself as the non-dual, beginningless and dreamless reality of the Atman. This Atman is dreamless, wakingless, beginningless reality. You see that? That he realizes, I am that. That is my true nature. It's a very important verse. Anadi Maya. Maya which is beginningless. Say, this kind of perception of wrong things in the world. When did it start? You can go back in time. Go back, you will never find the end at all. Ask a question in your dream. When did this dream begin? Beginningless. The dream is beginningless, isn't it? Yeah? But yet, it is not endless. Beginningless, but endful. All ignorance. Beginningless, but endful. Why? When you strike a matchstick in a cave, which is dark since the beginning of creation, within 1 second, all darkness vanishes, though it is beginningless. So beginningless can be endful. So our ignorance of the true nature of the Atman, or our own true nature, though beginningless, it ends when this knowledge comes, and the Atman. Then you realize, I have always been this Atman. Not that today I have become the Atman. I have always been this Atman, but ignorance created this condition of illusion and delusion. I mistook myself as this and that. That's a very important verse. Prabudhyate, when you wake up from this sleep of non-apprehension of reality, that's the meaning of sleep, non-apprehension of reality. Then you realize, Ajam, the unborn, Anidram, without any sleep, Aswapnam, without any dream, Advaitam, the non-dual self, Tada Buddhate. He realizes this as his true nature. That is the highlight of these series of verses, this particular verse. Now you should finish your tea and then we shall meet. Page 62, that verse is a very important verse. Sri Shankara's commentary on it. One who is called the Jiva, the individual soul, this I, so and so, that a limited self, whose characteristic is to be subject to the law of transmigration, constantly dying, born. That's what a Jiva is concerned. Sleeping under the influence of Maya. See, that's language. Maya has got two aspects, Sri Ramakrishna has said. One that pulls you down, another that pulls you up. Both are Maya. When you sit in meditation, that is Maya. When you do murder, that's also Maya. All within Maya, but one is called Vidya Shakti, the other is called Avidya Shakti of the same Maya. So this human system is a playground of the forces of Maya. You have the power to alter it, develop it, by choosing that Maya that takes you up. That freedom is yours. That's called ethical sense, moral development, spiritual development, everything. Or to be pulled down. You have got the freedom. That's called Maya Shakti, Sri Ramakrishna said. Avidya Maya, Vidya Maya. If a corruption in society, a wife can stop a husband being corrupt. But wife can also induce him to be corrupt. So she becomes Avidya Maya influence. He can be the same with respect to her. Avidya Maya influence. Or Vidya Maya. Go ahead. We shall manage. So this is a beautiful practical idea given by Sri Ramakrishna to the concept of Maya, Avidya Shakti, Vidya Shakti. Avidya Maya, Vidya Maya. And our heart is the playground of both. And for us it is to choose. So Kathopanishad 2nd chapter you read that one is called pleasure, the other is called welfare. Both these approach every human being. Those who want instant satisfaction, they adopt pleasure. Those who want ultimate welfare, they adopt ethical life called Shreya. Preya and Shreya. And one is Avidya, the other is Vidya. These words come in the opening verses, 2nd chapter of Kathopanishad. Shreyascha Preyascha Manushya Meda. Shreya and Preya come to every human being. Please take me, please take me. Picturesque description. I'll be your companion, take me. He who is subject to the tyranny of immediate pleasant experience, he chooses Preya.